Uy, alam mo ba?
Ayon sa research ko,
Did you know?
Updated ka ba dun sa...
FYI, ito ang kaalaman para sa kabataan. For Youth Info, the podcast.
This podcast is brought to us by the NATCO Youth Committee and the NATCO Children and Youth Team.
Hello, kabataan! And hello to our listeners all over the island regions of the Philippines. Welcome to the 9th episode of Kabataan Kaalaman, the For Youth Info podcast. This is Tala, and I'm delighted to have you guys with us today. In the previous episode, me and my fellow NATCO Youth Committee officers talked about strength in collaboration. And we also introduced our fellow committee officers for the term 2023-2025. This episode will surely be fun and educational because I will be accompanied by my fellow youth committee officer to be host. Everyone, sabay-sabay nating i-welcome our youth committee officer from Luzon and also our NATCO youth representative to the board of directors, Sophie from Sacred Heart Savings Cooperative.
Hello, everyone. Hello again to our FYI listeners. I'm here again as one of the hosts of this podcast. And I'm always grateful to be here. And I am very excited to be a part of this podcast.
Allow me also to introduce myself. I am Cristal Marie Bendijo, Tala for short, a 25-year-old Sambuangenya from Microentrepreneurs Multipurpose Cooperative, your youth committee officer from Mindanao. Now, it is my honor to call our special guest for our 9th FYI episode, all the way from the northern part of Luzon, one of our Ilocano youth cooperators, and also our marketing associate and youth development officer of Santa Cruz Savings and Development Cooperative, or SACDECO. Please welcome Mr. Harold Hando.
So hello everyone. Well, to all our listeners for today's podcast, my name is Harold Tandok. I'm 24 years old from Santa Cruz Savings and Development Cooperative, currently working as marketing associate and also the youth development officer of SACDECO Laboratory Cooperative. And I'm very honored to join you guys and hopefully I can inspire you with my personal experiences that I will be sharing to you for today.
Thank you, Sir Harold. Thank you for being here with us. Wow, introduction pa lang, ang dami na agad. Napaka-exciting na ng mga sinabi ng ating guest.
Now, by the way, this podcast is brought to us by NATCO Children and Youth. It is the youth program of the National Confederation of Cooperatives that promotes leadership among the youth. Handling this program is the NATCO Children and Youth team along with the NATCO Youth Committee. So, kamusta naman, Sir Harold? Okay naman ba?
Eto ma'am, okay naman po. Hindi naman po maulan. Maganda po ang sikat ng araw ngayon.
Good morning. Natutuwa naman ako at okay ang weather dyan sa Ilocos. So, for the information of our listeners and my fellow host at Tala, kasi galing kami sa iisang province ni Sir Harold at ang mga co-op namin, ang mga head office ng co-op namin ay magkalapit lang. Kaya ang relationship din namin ni Sir Harold medyo magkalapit din sa isa't isa. Ayan, pero ngayon nasa Manila ako. Kasi dito po ako nag-aaral. At dito din naman, ang weather po natin ay maaraw. Ayan, dito sa view ko ngayon, hindi rin siya maulan. Kamusta naman dyan sa Mindanao at Tala?
Buti na lang dyan sa inyo okay ang weather kasi dito sa amin, alam niyo ba saan lugar na may baha, ganun kasi, biglaan kasi yung ulan dito. Siguro may low pressure ata. So, just hoping for better days na lang for everyone.
Ayan, we are blessed to have Sir Harold with us because we will talk about the Filipino culture of saving money. So, tayong lahat dito ngayon sa podcast, we are all Filipino cooperators and I think we should really be open to talking about this type of topic, talk about the learnings and challenges that we encounter.
Sir Harold is here with us today to share his experiences and help dissect the Filipino culture of saving. But first, Sir Harold, can you tell us a bit about your background?
I'm handling the youth in our cooperative, ang SACTECO, and also SACTECO gave me also the opportunity to extend my leadership sa Federation of Cooperatives, which is the NSCC. So I'm the vice chairperson of Federation of Youth Committee there. It's a great opportunity for me to grow as an employee, as an individual, personally and professionally.
Very hardworking pala ang ating podcast guest. Madami siyang hinahandle sa pagdating sa kanyang work. What about sir, outside work, may mga ano ba kayo? May business or may iba ka bang priorities?
Minsan po, ako ay isang event photographer and event organizer. So pag may mga nag-invite sa akin, ng mga kakilala ko to take photos sa kanilang mga special events sa buhay nila. So, pupunta po ako umaattend at yun, yung isa sa mga nagiging source of income ko aside from my salary.
Ang galing naman. Yes, I think nung nagkita tayo sa Bacolod niya, may dala ka ngang camera. And
Yes.
yes, napansin ko, na-notice ko na mahilig ka mag-take pictures sa mga participants natin during the Youth Congress.
Actually kasi, dahil yun, nagkaroon ako ng interest in photography when I attended yung seminar po ng NATCO about sa basic photography and video editing.
So thank you pala kay Natko kasi yung hilig ni Sir Harold sa photography na discover niya dahil dun sa webinar natin na yon. If I may ask, is there a reason, Sir Harold, why you feel like there's a need for youth, for, alam mo yun, maghanap ng additional income? Is there a reason?
Napakalaga para sa isang kabataan na magkaroon din ng other source of income para hindi ka magiging masyadong magkakaproblema yung family mo when it comes to your allowances at least may huhugutin ka kung may mga projects or other expenses ka sa school, hindi ka na hihingi sa iyong family for assistance or financial assistance dahil meron ka ng additional source of income.
So meaning you're the one providing for your family, Sir Harold, no? Ilan kayo sa family niyo, sir?
We are 7 na magkakapatid and ako yung panganay. So, sunod sa akin ay triplets tapos isang babae and 2 lalaki. At my young age talaga, I have already faced the challenges of life. Payak lamang yung aming pamumuhay and with the number namin sa family and I have talaga yung responsibility to help financially. So, my younger brother then and my mother is diagnosed with heart disease. They have maintenance. Tapos sa mga kapatid ko, nag-aaral din. Kaya hindi naman stable yung work ng father ko. Kaya kailangan ko talagang mag-provide and other house expenses like yung mga kuryente, bigas, yan. So napakahirap mag-handle ng financial obligations sa family. But I must kasi wala naman silang ibang aasahan. Wala namang ibang taong tutulong kundi ako as panganay sa aming magkakapatid.
Very strong family values, no, Ate Tala?
Yeah, that is true. We all have the choice to not provide for our family or relatives, but there are those who feel a strong sense of responsibility for their family's well-being and prioritize their needs above their own. So I can totally relate with Sir Harold kasi unlike Sir Harold, he's a breadwinner, no? In my case naman, kasi sa family kasi namin, once mag-graduate ka, parang you are obliged to set aside part of your income to give back to your family for other expenses, ganun. So, parang katangian na talaga ng mga Pinoy na natural na tumulong sa ating mga pamilya. Lalo na pag may abilidad na tayong tumulong talaga.
Yeah, that is true. And I think na-mention na din naman na ni Sir Harold about the term saving. So I'd like to share my insights about it then. So ako, yung point of view ko syempre as a student pa, but I see saving din kasi as parang a lifeline. I think that saving is syempre, mga laking co-op po tayo, di ba? Mga Ilocano po kasi sinasabi ng iba, mga kuripot. Di ba? So, pero visit na parang in a good way naman yon. And I can relate it to saving kasi there's a reason why kuripot din kasi yung mga Ilocano. Kasi yun nga, iba-iba yung ways namin ng pagsisave. And as a student din, of course, natutunan ko din siya na mag-save, especially yung mom ko. Siya kasi yung nagbibigay sa akin ng allowance ever since grade school ako. Tinitipid niya talaga ako. Yung dad ko kasi siya yung, hindi niya ako masyado tinitipid. Pero yung mom ko talaga, minimake sure niya na pag pupunta na ako sa school, nung grade school ako, 20 pesos lang binibigay niya since sinusundo naman ako, hinahatid naman ako. Tapos yun, ako na bahala doon, magbabudget din ako noon nung grade school ako. And hanggang sa lumaki, until now, of course, siya din yung nagbibigay sa akin ng allowance ko. And napunta sa point actually na uh, she trained me well kasi honestly pag may kailangan ako, parang nahihiya na ako, nahiya ako na nahiya ako na humingi sa kanya and aralin ko din kung paano din ano yung mga personal ways ko para makapag-save. And I'd also like to hear ano naman, what do you think of saving, Ate Tala, Sir Harold?
For me naman, saving, no, total different perspective naman. Kasi when you say savings kasi ngayon, lalo na sa economic situation ng bansa natin ngayon, most especially those who are struggling to make ends meet, setting aside some of their income for saving is not really part of their priority talaga. Mas pinaprioritize na lang nila yung mga important na expenses nila, yung mga basic daily needs, ganon. So, though attainable naman kung gugustuhin, pero mahirap nga lang sa situation natin ngayon.
When it comes to savings, it's a good practice, especially to our young ones, because sa mura nilang edad ay talagang matututunan nila ang value ng savings and thriftiness. You know what? I started in the cooperative as sales associate na nagpo-focus on collecting savings and recruitment of young individuals na mag-save sa aming laboratory cooperative. At sa isang school, mayroon akong member na religiously talagang nagsisave at nalaman ko na nag-start siyang mag-save nung kindergarten siya and now grade 4 na siya at meron na siyang 30,000 na savings. So talagang napakahalaga para sa isang tao na mag-save. Pero syempre, kinakailangan pa din ng guidance ng mga magulang at dapat talaga ay tinuturo nila sa kanilang mga anak na mag-ipon at dapat mismong ang mga magulang din ay ginagawa para maging modelo, hindi lang sa mga paraan na sinasabi nila ito, pero in action, dapat makita ng mga bata na yung parents nila mismo ay doing the same thing. That is why today, I want to encourage our young individuals, our young people, ipon challenge ay maging habit nila sa araw-araw or better invest it or save sa mga cooperatives na malapit sa kanila para yung ipon nila ay magamit for future expenses, lalo na sa kanilang pag-aaral.
Thank you for sharing that with us, Sir Harold. One of the success stories ng ating laboratory cooperative, no? Talagang makikita natin in the long term then yung effect ng savings. And nakakatuwa kasi mas magaling pa sila mag-save kesa sa akin. Ang laki na ng ang laki ng naging result ng pag-invest nila or pag-save nila sa ating laboratory cooperatives. And na-mention na ni Sir Harold ang Ipon Challenge kanina. Maybe we can talk more about it later, no? But for now, I think Ate Tala is curious to know ano yung may gusto siyang itanong sa'yo, Sir Harold.
So, Sir Harold, kanina na-mention po na yung struggle niyo po, yung obligations na sinushoulder niyo as the breadwinner of your family. Parang challenging talaga siya, no? So, with that being said, how do you approach budgeting naman and financial planning for your family's needs and goals?
Sabi nga, di ba, having a budget keeps your spending in check and make sure that your savings are on track for the future. So alam nyo sa akin personally na experience, napakahalaga ng budgeting and monitoring of expenses. Lahat ng expenses ko daily, ninonote ko sa aking phone. And even yung mga 10 pesos na sibuyas, gas of my motorcycle allowance na binibigay ko sa family, ay nakanote yan para at the end of the month or sa weekly, kino-compute ko kung magkano yung nagagastos ko versus sa aking salary and other source of income. So, sa budget kasi makikita mo yung average of expenses at doon ka magkakaroon ng idea kung magkano ang natitira sa iyong income. So, kung ano yung pwede mong adjustments ng mga expenses na pwede mong ilimit or bawasan para at least mas makita mo or mas malaki ang maikikeep mo for your emergency fund. So, napakalaga din ng emergency fund sa ating buhay. Kaya yun, napaka-importante ng monitoring ng ating expenses at ng budgeting.
Keeping track of your expenses, it's little things din talaga. Kahit 10 pesos na sibuyas, pag record mo siya, makakatulong yan para ma-monitor mo ang iyong expenses. Especially din ang sa case ni Sir Harold, hindi lang personal expenses eh. Kasi
Pati sa
ini-include na din.
family din.
Yeah, yes, ini-include din niya yung sa family. I think si Ate Tala din, same din when it comes to budgeting, kino-consider mo din, 'di ba, ang needs ng iyong family?
Yeah, but yung difference lang sa akin is I don't do it on a daily basis yung pagta-track. I usually do it by monthly. By that, ma-check ko kung may pang-check out pa ba ako ng Shopee ko or wala na. Kasi, syempre, di ba, for us na yung may mga priorities tayo, mga less priority, saka na lang kung may extra ka na dun sa pag-track mo ng ng budget mo. Kung may extra, edi sige, pero pang wala, edi i-save mo na lang muna sa sunod na lang, parang ganun. Diyan din pumapasok yung idea na kung may gusto daw tayo, it's better to save for it than mangutang para ma-achieve yung gusto nating makuha. Yung pag-incur ng debt is parang kumukuha ng future money mo, which is not also good. For example, what if may unexpected na mangyari in the future, tapos yung money mo is nakalaan na siya for that debt of yours. So, hindi din siya maganda. So, kung mayroon na tayong gusto, lalo na sa mga youth na nakikinig, it's better na mag-ipon tayo for that.
In terms of budgeting, well, ako, syempre, as a student naman po kasi sa akin, hindi pa ako,
Differential.
hindi pa po ako sumisweldo eh. Pasensya na, mami. Hindi pa po ako
Oo nga.
sumisweldo. Pero yeah, learning from the both of you, I think hindi lang dahil sa feeling ko Pinoy ako or Ilocano ako kaya kailangan kong mag-provide para sa family ko in the future. I think it's my way na din naman of giving back. And may mga nakuha na akong tips sa inyo and I think ang ating mga listeners din, the emergency fund, sabi nga ni Sir Harold. And I think it's very Ilocano yung pag-keep track ng expenses every day. Napaka-Ilocano yun na habit talaga kasi madami talaga sa amin. Ganun. Yung small details talaga, kailangan kabisado, memorize namin yan. Kahit piso ang nakawin mo sa isang Ilocano, malalaman at malalaman nyo talaga yan.
Yeah.
And we've already talked about our good habits in terms of saving, especially kayo na working na and nagpro-provide din kayo para sa family nyo. I think, Ate Tala, it's time to talk about yung other side din, no?
Like the causes of Filipinos na magkaroon ng bahala na mindset. Opo nga, what do you think causes Filipino po, Sir Harold, to have a bahala na mindset? Can you share your own experiences about it?
Para sa akin about dito sa bahala na mindset, ito yung mindset kung saan yung decision making ng isang tao ay hindi na pinag-iisipan kung ano yung magiging result ng decision niya when it comes to finances. Yung kumbaga sa mga estudyante ngayon, gusto lang masatisfy yung cravings, yung may gustong bilhin na damit, ay talagang binibili ka agad na bahala na si Batman bukas pag may allowance pa ako o wala. Yun
Yung
yung
iba nga sinasabing,
parang
deserve ko to, parang
alam ko
ganon.
when it comes to Filipino. Parang deserve ko naman to kasi nakapasa naman ako sa exam namin or pag nagtatrabaho ka, sahod ko naman ngayon. No? Bigyan ko naman yung sarili ko. Yun
Ng
yung parang
reward,
bahala
parang
ng mindset ng mga iba. Oo. Bigyan ko naman ng reward yung sarili ko kahit na hindi pala kaya ng iyong finances, no? Kahit negative ka na pala, binibili mo pa rin. So sa akin kasi kabaliktaran yung about dito sa bahala na mindset, napaka higpit ko sa pera. So Yung iba kasi, lalo na sa mga kabataan, gaya nga sinabi ko kanina, talagang binibili kung ano yung gusto nang hindi naman pinag-iisipan. Pero sa akin, tinitignan ko muna kung kaya ba ng budget ko for short-term and long-term na budget. Kapag hindi ko nakikita, hindi ko muna binibili pag talagang walang-wala. Ipinagpapaliban ko muna siya. Di ba meron naman yung sinasabi na 30 days rule na kapag yung isang tao ay pumunta sa isang mall tapos may nakita siyang bagay, 30 days muna yung papalipasin mo tapos bumalik ka doon, wala na, mag-iba na yung decision mo, hindi mo na siya bibilhin. So ayun yung isang tip para makapagtipid, makapag-save. Maglaan muna ng maraming araw bago ka bumili ng isang gamit or bagay.
Gusto ko yung medyo nasaktan ako sa mga examples kasi medyo natamaan po ako doon. Oo, tama
Oo,
naman.
I think kahit sino naman guilty sometimes, kahit
Yes.
hindi din natin ma-deny na lalo na pag yung nag-exert ka talaga ng effort sa school, sa work, tapos pag na-accomplish mo na yung, di ba, kailangan mong i-accomplish, parang deserve ko to. Parang deserve ng self ko ng reward. Pero sometimes nga lang, parang hindi na siya tama kasi hindi na siya pasok sa budget mo.
Gusto ko din yung 30 days rule na sinabi ni Sir Harold. Ako kasi usually, pag gano'n, 5 days, gano'n. Ang galing kasi 30 days rule yung kay Sir Harold. I think magandang practice yon kasi talagang madedetermine mo if it's a need or a want ba talaga, di ba? So, kapag after 30 days and you feel like you really need it, so it meaning lang nun, need mo talaga siya. And kapag hinanap mo
Mm.
talaga, I think it's worth the spending naman. Yon, ang galing, ang ganda kasi akala ko may share si Sir Harold about yung sa bahala na, and ang galing kasi talagang very consistent talaga siya sa kanyang pagsisave ng kanyang money. But siguro for me, I'd like to share lang din, no, my experience about the bahala na mindset. So, syempre yung negative aspect ng savings culture ng mga Pinoy, di ba? May mga, maybe one of the reasons why may, uh, ano na yon, maybe one of the reasons why bahala na sinasabi ng ibang mga Pinoy is because yun nga, may lack of access sa financial education. And yung sa pag-invest ng money, maybe hindi masyadong diverse or they're not that wise in terms of investing their money. Kahit napakagaling nila mag-save, 'di ba? Why is it na um, pupunta pa rin sa point na magne-negative, let's say magne-negative pa din ang kanilang bank account. And ngayon ito I think relevant to sa ating mga youth. There are some individuals who feel the pressure, the societal pressure na mag-maintain ng certain image or status kasi nagre-result 'yon ng overspending or overconsumption ng things. Ako kasi growing up, talagang may time, there was a phase in my life na feeling ko kailangan ko talagang commit up sa mga standards ng society. I'm thankful now that I've realized na hindi naman pala kailangan. Pero there was a time talaga sa akin, and it's true na nag-lead talaga siya sa overspending. Parang hindi ko na pinakailaman din na mahal to, pero it's okay. Para lang maipagmayabang ko, masabi ko sa buong mundo na, hello, nakaka-keep up ako sa trends, ganito, ganyan. But now, siguro, maturing, wow! Siguro madami din akong natutunan. Ayan nga, sa inyo din, mga ates and kuyas ko, especially the cooperative, yung mga nami-meet ko din, na pati yung mga adults, mga medyo senior na din, pag tinitignan mo sila, akala mo ang gara-gara ng life nila. Pero pag nakasama mo, grabe, ang dami na lang tuturo talaga sa'yo in terms of pagtitipid ng money. So, yun naman sa akin, in terms of my experience sa bahala na talaga, it's more on, siguro kasi sa akin, may time na feel ko yung pressure din na commit up sa mga trends ng ating society. Ate Tal, baka may gusto kang i-share about this?
So for me naman, yung bahala na mindset is i-imply ko siya sa mga youth, no? Kasi I think di talaga pinaprioritize yung pagsasave kasi iniisip nila, lalo na sa mga students, Okay lang yan, may ano naman, nandiyan naman si mama, nandiyan naman si papa, pag maghingi, meron lang. So, hindi talaga parang prioritize na magsasave kasi ang sa mentality kasi nila, meron silang backup lang na nandiyan lang yung parents nila lagi na, which is not always the case. What if something happened, wala kang paghuhugutan kasi hindi ka nakapaghanda ahead of time. So, dapat yung pagsisave kasi nire-ready niya tayo for life's uncertainties. Kaya di dapat bahala na you must prioritize having savings also. Yung savings kasi, it requires a full commitment talaga. Hindi mo siya ma-achieve kung yung at first ka lang magaling, at first mo lang siyang parang porsigido na i-achieve yon. Dapat full commitment sa gaya nga ni Sir Harold, di ba? Pero day in, day out, committed ka into it.
Yes, long term, kumbaga, it's a lifetime talaga ang commitment niyan. Magre-reflect, kapag talagang committed ka sa savings, magre-reflect din yan talaga sa magiging lifestyle mo in life. And you've mentioned a while ago about the Ipon Challenge, Sir Harold. Gusto kong balikan yung topic na yon actually kasi Filipinos kahit uso na ang mga digital or mga mas advanced way of saving and investing, ang mga Pinoy ano pa rin into the traditional way of saving, which is the Ipon Challenge. Maybe you'd like to share more about it?
Ako, when it comes to Ipon Challenge, noon, ginagawa ko siya when hindi pa ako member ng ating cooperative. Pero naipag-isip-isip ko kasi na mas maganda pag meron din namang interest yung iniipon natin. Kasi kung yung ipon mo ay sa bahay lang, pwede kasing matitempt din kasi yung sarili mo na pwede mong buksan anytime kapag gipit ka talaga. So mas mabuti na lang na ilagay mo na lang sa bangko or mas maganda pag sa cooperative. Kasi dito sa amin sa Sakdeco Lab Co-op, nagkakaroon kami ng Savings in a Bottle Challenge na 4 months challenge din yon ginagawa namin dito. And then kung sino yung may pinakamarami, binibigyan na lang namin ng reward para at least talagang diretso na sa kanilang savings account yung kanilang maiipon. Hindi na nila bubuksan yung kanilang savings. Para sa mga bata, lalo na sa mga elementary, talagang maganda ito na gawin nila. Pero advice ko din sa mga listeners natin na nanonood na gawin ang Ipon Challenge sa cooperative.
Maganda ang Ipon Challenge, pero yun na, may downside kasi siya. Like, kasi for me, personally, eventually, na-open ko din siya. Kasi, kaya nagsisi din ako. Sabi ko, sana sa bangko ko na lang siya sinave, hindi na lang doon. Kasi, di ba, i-shade mo kung ilan na yung hundreds na nilagay mo. So, ito, 5 na, 500 na din to. Parang ganon. Parang matetem ka talaga. Pero pag ganon, may yung same sa cooperative nila. Maganda 'yun lalo na sa mga youth, no? At least may ilo-look forward sila na paglalagyan talaga ng kanilang mga naipon.
Yes, and I think mas napapractice yung bahala na eh. Pag ako kasi honestly din sa personal experience ko, na-try ko din before, pero nung bata pa ako, kasi 'di ba, before uso talaga alkansya. Pero
Sa
ayun,
bamboo pa.
oo, bamboo tsaka yung kaya mong basagin yung ano talaga, bibigyan ka niya ng ways para basagin mo at kunin mo yung kunin mo din yung ipon mo. So ayun, wala, hindi naging maganda ang resulta ng pagkakaroon sa akin ng alkansya kasi wala akong maalala na nagamit ko yon na pagkagas ay talagang parang naging investment ko siya. But tama yung sinabi ni Sir Harold, sa ating mga listeners, kapag hindi pa kayo nakapag-save sa mga co-ops dyan, try nyo kasi mas malaki talaga ang interest sa ating mga kooperatiba. Hindi lang para sa mga working din kasi ang cooperatives ngayon, meron din po tayong para sa mga minors din. And again, maganda nga po siya na co-op para sa ating mga students. Sabi ni Sir Harold kanina, meron siyang naabutan na kinder nag-start, nag-save ngayon, grade 4 na siya at meron ng 30,000 sa kanyang
Galing,
account
diba?
sa co-op. Yes, ang galing talaga.
Sobrang
I wish
bata niya pa nag-start.
Yes, I wish ganun din yung na-share ko ngayon, pero hindi ako umabot sa point na gano'n. Pero good for the younger generation na maaga talagang na-expose sa ating mga laboratory cooperatives.
Want to proceed with our next question, Sir Harold? Can you help us further understand naman yung true essence and benefit of budgeting? Can you share with us a financial milestone or achievements that you're particularly proud of?
So, since ako nga po ay talagang mahigpit sa pera, um, ang mga na milestones or achievements na-achieve ko na when it comes to finances, nakabili na po ako ng sarili kong lupa. I also bought my own motorcycle. Yan. So,
Wow.
hindi po talaga ako mahilig gumastos ng madami, napadaming pera. Kaya yun po, mas pinipili ko pong i-invest na lang. Kaya yun, nung meron akong pagkakataon talaga na, syempre, sa atin, lalo na sa work, hindi ka naman makakabili ng isang makaka-invest kung hindi ka uutang. Pero kung gagamitin mo talaga yung inutang mo sa tamang paraan at hindi mo lang siya gagastuhin para sa luho mo, ay talagang makakabili ka ng mga bagay na magiging asset mo sa buhay. So ayun po, yung mga achievements. I can be able also to provide yung mga allowances ng aking mga kapatid. So ako po yung nagbibigay ng allowance sila sa kanilang pag-aaral, college, high school, tsaka elementary. So
Wow.
yun yung mga financial achievements
Galing.
ko.
Ang galing naman, Sir Harold. I think the fact that you're providing for your family, it's already a milestone, di ba? And bonus na yung mga yan, nakabili ka na ng lupa. Wow, congratulations, Sir Harold. And yung sa motor mo, of course, investment yon kasi ginagamit mo siya going sa office nyo, sa Sakdeco, di ba?
So hindi man po ganun kagara yung mga achievements ko when it comes to yun nga sa mga assets and other financial lalo sa savings, at least naman mas better than before. And I'm not bragging, but I'm just being proud of myself with my achievements. I'm very grateful then sa ating Panginoon that He gave me a work, a good work. I thank Sakdeco for all the opportunities for me to grow financially, personally, and professionally, and in all aspects of my life. So, Sakdeco has a great part of my growth as an individual talaga. Yan po.
Yes, you should really be proud, sir. Hindi naman, it's not about kung gaano kagara ang mga nagiging achievements mo, 'di ba? It's kahit yung super simple things lang, yun nga, nagpro-provide ka pa ng allowance para sa mga kapatid mo. 7 kayo na magkakapatid and you make sure na lahat ng kapatid mo na nakukuha nila ang mga needs and wants nila. Sila ang mga nagsiserve na inspiration mo. I mean, nakakapagod siguro on your end. Yakap po, Sir Harold. Pero,
Oo
ayan,
nga.
ayan, numingiti ka pa din and yun, minimake sure mo. And you've mentioned about the loans, di ba? We can talk about it ngayon. Yung sabi mo nga, hindi masamang umutang. Hindi natin sinasabi sa co-op, no, na
Mm.
masamang umutang. Hindi natin pinagbabawalan ang ating mga members na umutang. Pero, sana, pag umutang, i-invest or mababayaran ang utang at mas mapapalago pa ito. Magagamit ito sa mabuting bagay, hindi yung tinatakasan na natin ito kapag nakuha na natin.
Loan kasi is maganda talaga siya if may paglalagyan ka talaga kasi for example yung sa co-op namin ganon, for you to be able to be a member, syempre ina-evaluate din capable ka ba na mag-comply sa obligation mo as a borrower kasi yung aim naman talaga ng mga co-op is to help our members, 'di ba?
Yes, that's true. And it's good then na yung co-ops nga, parang sa experience ni Sir Harold, nagpro-provide talaga sila ng opportunities. So, andyan si co-op para sumalo and ayun, para tulungan din ang gustong makaraos sa kahirapan. Ayan. So, ngayon, ang dami naming natutunan, Sir Harold, pero ito na, one last question. Baka meron kang personal financial philosophy or ano yung guiding principle mo sa pag-approach sa pag-provide ng iyong family kasi nga hindi yan madali eh. We're celebrating it ngayon sa ating podcast kung paano mo siya ginagawa. Pero let's be honest, hindi siya madali. So we want to know ano ang iyong guiding principle para i-continue ang iyong ginagawa para sa iyong family at para sa sarili mo na din.
I just want to share 2 points about financial philosophies. So number one, sabi ay, you are responsible for your own wealth. Your financial status at any given point of time is due to the series of actions you have taken in the past. So, it's the small steps that counts to give desired results. So, kaya kung gusto mo na maging financial stable at dapat maging financial responsible ka, have that good and right financial management kasi yun yung magiging way for you to become financial stable. So sabi doon, so good debt makes your financial life better. Bad debt makes it worse. So know the difference between good and bad debt. So know what's the difference between good and bad debt, what are your assets and liabilities, and how you make decisions in everyday life. You yourself are responsible for your financial status. And at any given point of time in your life. So yun po yung unang points natin. You are the responsible for your own wealth. So yung pangalawa, budgeting makes smart people smart with money. So having a budget has proved to be one of the ways to become smart in financial planning. You should know your spending patterns and where you can cut your unnecessary expenses. Kung alam mo ang application of budgeting, doon mo masasabi na you are smart when it comes to money. Kung meron kang sapat na pera at higher percentage nun ay na-save mo or you invested it, it's a good decision. So, if you want to become financially literate, as they say, live below your means. Improve your decision making in terms of money matters at wag na wag mong kakalimutang mag-ipon para hindi ka magiging burden sa parents mo or sa family mo. So sabi nga, share ko lang po yung quote from Robert Kiyosaki, we were not taught financial literacy in school. It takes a lot of work and time to change your thinking to become financially literate. Nasa sa atin talaga kung paano natin i-handle yung ating finances for us to become financially stable. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ang dami talagang na-impart na knowledge ni Sir Harold. Hindi po kami nayayabangan actually. Na-inspire po kami. And hopefully, sana ma-achieve din namin yung mga na-achieve mo po. At talagang helpful talaga yung mga insights mo. So, thank you very much for all the knowledge that you have imparted to us this episode, Sir Harold. Sobrang dami po namin nakuhang valuable insights about savings and more from you. So to everyone listening, let's do something about our finances and not leave saving merely as a concept. We, the youth, we have all the more reasons to save kasi parang preparatory siya no, sa mga possible na pwedeng mangyari talaga. And we must understand that okay lang na kahit little by little, one step at a time. Basta as long as magsisimula ka talaga. Wag yung purong concept lang na sana gusto ko ganito. Simulan kung talagang gustong mangyari talaga. Habang bata pa and capable of making difference. And we must establish the idea of savings not just on ourselves but sana ma-share din natin siya sa mga fellow youth natin. It will not only serve as a backstop for life's uncertainties, it will also provide us with the feeling of security and peace of mind. And take note always of the golden rule na don't spend more than you earn and focus on what you can keep.
I agree and I'm very thankful, Sir Harold. You are an inspiration sa akin, sa
Thank you,
ating
ma'am.
mga listeners. Yes, hearing about your story, hindi lang ako na-touch but I was reminded then that it's okay talaga na magtipid. Na-mention ko, the struggle is yung may pressure na mag-keep up sa trends regardless kung nakakapagtipid ka ba o hindi. And I think for our listeners here today, kapag feeling nyo it's too much, pag feeling nyo yung mga kasama nyo, nape-pressure kayo, maybe it's time to reassess din yung mga kasama nyo. You make sure then na you are with a good company kasi malaking factor din talaga siya. Yung dapat may support ka. Example, gusto mo ngang mag-save, gusto mo magkaroon ng gantong amount sa iyong bank account. So, dapat you have the support ng mga taong kasama mo. If you want to tipid, go. Parang susupport ka nila, sasamahan ka pa nga nila. 'Di ba? Ako as a student, inspired ako sa sayo Ate Tala, Sir Harold. Soon I'll be working and alam kong hindi siya madali. For sure. Hindi siya magiging madali. But madami akong nakuhang tips sa inyo. And I'm lucky, yung younger generation, lucky kami kasi dahil sa mga sacrifices nyo, sa mga learnings nyo, may mga tips na kaming nakukuha ngayon at maa-avoid namin yung mga bad decision making in terms of sa financial aspect. Ayan, so once again, thank you so much, Sir Harold, and thank you as well, Ate Tala. So our FYI listeners, thank you for joining us. Be sure to follow this podcast to stay up to date with our future episodes. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Natco Children and Youth and our Spotify at For Youth Info. Ayan, may mga iba po tayong episodes sa ating Spotify aside dito at may mga naging guest din po tayo. Very inspirational guys, just like Sir Harold.
And if you have any questions or want to continue the conversation, don't hesitate to reach out to our Facebook, Natco Children and Youth. And this has been your host, Tala.
And Sophie. Catch us on our next episode of another episode of Kabataan Kaalaman.
Only here on FYI For Youth Info. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, Sir Harold. Thank you very much.
Thank you po. Thank you for Natco Children and Youth.
Join us in our exciting activities beyond the podcast, brought to you by Natco Children and Youth. Don't miss the concluding activity for our Plant a Seed gardening campaign with our free webinar on pests and disease management. If you're looking for more opportunities to learn, consider being a part of our free webinar series titled Kabayan 2023, set for November and December. These webinars will cover topics ranging from agriculture and environment to mental health awareness. Finally, we also invite our partner cooperatives to register for our upcoming laboratory cooperative orientation on October 19 with a minimum registration fee. For detailed registration information, visit our official Facebook page, Natco Children and Youth. Get ready to immerse yourself in knowledge and collaboration.